And here we are with Max Whitehead from the Whitehead Group, the man with all of the answers about employment law.
I wish I did.
But today, maybe I don't need to come and talk to you no more, because now I can just jump on the interwebs on this Fandangle ChatGPT thing. What's the story? Is that going to start dispensing me with employment law advice?
Well, actually, I believe in today's readings, the fraternity that's most at risk is the legal fraternity. Risk, I mean, folks, is that you will be able to go on and actually get advice immediately from it. It'll put it into a really nice format. It'll explain it. It'll even talk about the court cases coming through. Yeah, so what happens to Max?
Well, look, I've got a couple of staff members that are a bit cranky at me at the moment, so can I jump on there this afternoon and smash something out, or are we not quite there yet?
Not quite yet, yeah, because it's unreliable, but already there's ChatGPT 4 is coming out, and I believe Microsoft are really, really moving very fast on this, and technology, Google is, and they're talking about getting more chips and doing more sophistication. Now, this is going to happen, and a lot of white-collar workers.
That's me.
That's me and you.
Oh, goodness.
We could be gone. So we're talking in a few years' time. But
how? I mean, look, it's yeah. You've probably done pretty well out of this employment law caper, Max. So I don't feel too sorry for you just yet. But I've still got bills to pay. How do you have a sense for the sort of time horizon?
I think this is going to happen a lot more time. And the predictors, the people are saying it's revolutionary. So it's going to happen at an extremely fast pace. It's going to be more impact than perhaps the introduction of the computer.
Yep.
It's really going to revolutionise the world.
More so than the computer. Okay. Look, I'm a glasses half empty guy most of the time, but let's look at it from the other side of the equation. And the analogy I use is the loom. When the loom first came along, they said there's all these people who make cloth that are going to be out of business. But really, what it meant was an explosion in the number of clothing items individuals had, and so there ended up, it grew a much more substantial industry. What's your thoughts? Do you think there could be a whole, an industry that blossoms out of this?
Well, I look at your industry, old friend, and you look at the accountancy industry, and when, like, in New Zealand experience, we have Xero, and that does a lot of your work, and we can access it in small business, and we can look at our profit and loss and all these things on a daily basis. And
I prefer you didn't point that out to everyone, but yeah, it's
fairly
true.
accurate. So But my point of this is, I still need you. We still need you for the overview. We still need your expertise. We need you on taxation, those sort of things. So what I think it'll be like, it was like when television first came in. Folks, I can remember that. So that means, what that was said at the time, radio's finished.
Yep.
TV, radio, TV was going to take over from radio and newspapers, and they'll be gone. Well, they both survive because they work well together, all those mediums as well. So I think this is what's going to happen. But I think a lot of white-collar workers will disappear. They won't be necessary anymore. And I'm talking maybe five years away, not 10.
So I've got plenty of time to dust off my CV, is what you're saying.
If you think 5 years is giving you plenty of time, maybe 4.
4?
3,
oh,
2,
goodness.
1. Dave's gone.
Oh, that is a bit scary, but as much as it's probably going to be bad for you and me, terrible for you and me, in which case everyone out there should feel sorry for us. This is probably going to present some opportunities as well, and again, I when I think of your line of business, employment law, so often there seems to be employers with foots firmly in their mouths because they've done something stupid rather than getting advice. Does this mean that we might, for example, see employers, consult the
ChatGPT?
Well, I was going to say Terminator, but yeah, sure.
And yes, the answer to that is yes, because that what this medium does, folks, it drags all the information that's on the internet, puts it together, analyzes it, looks at it in microseconds, I've got to say, and then spills it out to you, not just in one-line advice like you do on Google now. It will just give you a whole dissertation, probably the court decisions that they justified their advice to you on, blah, 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 and come through. Now, it's not quite there yet, but by God, it's getting close already. Look, I say that to people out there, my advice to people, if you're in a business now, start to play with it. Just get familiar with it, because it's something you're going to have to do in the future.
Yep, and look, I think that's really, really sound advice. Have a tutu. What's the worst that can happen?
Tutu. Is that the thing the ballet dancers do and they wear as they...
That's not quite where I was going with that, Max, but sure. Yeah. Anyway, that's Max Whitehead from the Whitehead Group. Thank you very much.
Dave Saunders from the ballet class. Thanks very much.